This is a story of a high school baseball player, a powerhouse pitcher on the field, and a beloved son at home. This is a tragic, true story of Taylor Hooton.
Hello everyone, my name is Andy Meyer. I'm a producer with Aunt Mac's Entertainment. We partnered up with the Taylor Hooton Foundation, which was founded by his father, Don Hooton, in 2003. It's an amazing story, how Major League Baseball, the New York Yankees, have stepped up, and every Major League Baseball team has partnered up with the Hooton Foundation. The DEA is involved. We're telling the story on what part that they took in the role of the steroid use coming out of Mexico. I mean, it is an unbelievable story.
I called to him, but he didn't answer me, so I said, well, he must be sleeping. So that's when I walked up the stairs, and when I turned the corner, there he was. He was hanging on the door with a belt.
Taylor was the youngest of 3 children. He's an older brother and an older sister. Taylor was a great kid. Adults tell us he was one of the most well-mannered young kids that they knew. He was a very popular kid on campus.
With good looks off the ball field and a slick curveball on it. As a high school junior, he was good enough to be a candidate for the varsity squad last spring.
The 6'3", 180-pound high school junior wanted to be the #1 pitcher on his varsity team during his senior year.
The JV coach told Taylor and one other young man on the team that they needed to get bigger in order to improve their chances of making the varsity baseball team. Now, like most kids, they'd make an attempt to walk through a brick wall if that's what the coach told them to do.
Taylor started working out more, drinking protein shakes, and taking anabolic steroids.
Hey guys, Shanna Michelle here, one of the producers of the new feature film Stealing Home. Over 1.5 million teens admit to using anabolic steroids.
Hindsight's always 20/20. In hindsight, all of the signs of steroid usage were there. Taylor would snap and drive his fist into the floor, or on a couple occasions drive his pitching fist through a sheetrock wall, curse, make very obnoxious statements to his mom or I, and then storm upstairs to his bedroom, only to come back 5 or 10 minutes later, typically with tears in his eyes, apologizing to his mom or I, Mom, Pop, I know you don't deserve that. I'm sorry, it won't happen again, only to have it happen on multiple occasions.
While quitting steroids, Taylor slid into a deep depression. On the morning of July 15, 2003, he went into his room, put a belt around his neck, and hanged himself.
Paramedics tried to save the boy, but he was pronounced dead at the hospital. At 17, the official cause of death was suicide by hanging, and Taylor's father, Don, immediately began asking why.
He never explained to anybody why he did. The closest that we got to an explanation was the note that he left, which was very short. It was, I'm sorry about everything. I love you guys.
For Taylor Hooton, steroids exacted a price out of all proportion to his goal. He wasn't aiming for a major league contract or a 7-figure salary. He just wanted what any teen wants, to belong.
Since Taylor's death, Don Hooton has pushed steroids into the spotlight, even telling a congressional committee about his own steroid horror story.
Mr. Davis, Mr. Waxman, Congressman, 20 short months ago, our youngest son, Taylor, took his own life. He was 2 weeks away from beginning his senior year in high school. He was carrying a 3.8 average, made excellent scores on his SAT tests, and he and I were preparing to make college visits. I am absolutely convinced that Taylor's secret use of anabolic steroids played a significant role in causing the depression, the severe depression that resulted in his suicide. And I've also learned that the events leading up to and including Taylor's suicide are right out of the medical textbook on steroids. After Taylor died, several of the kids in particular that were on Taylor's team admitted to my wife and I that they had been doing steroids. And for a period, most of them were scared straight. But something happened over time, something that's really, really scary. A number of those kids went back to using anabolic steroids within a few weeks after we put Taylor in the ground. His home run ball from June 16th of 2001, and the reason that's important, it was his first and at the same time his very last home run. I got to go chasing this out in the weeds after he hit it, very much like a dad would do when your kid's just hit his first home run.
As filmmakers, we are dedicated to telling stories we feel can really make a difference in the world. Taylor's story can bring the dangers of steroid use to millions, but we can't do this alone. We need your help. We want to make sure Taylor's story is told in the proper way. Please join us by contributing at any level. Taylor's story is long overdue.